Okay, we're hanging with Mark Perry here at your first Hawkeye Wrestling Club golf outing. How's life in Iowa been treating you?
It's been good. It's been good. We're still, I think, 4 or 5 days away from officially getting moved in. But as far as the wrestling part, everything's been great so far.
I mean, you've been, in town for maybe just over a month now. How's things been going in the club? What kind of things have you been doing with the club?
Really, just kind of trying to get to know guys, kind of evaluate and see where they're at in their wrestling careers and in their life, where their confidence is, that kind of stuff, and start building for the future with those guys. And obviously, with Gilman is getting ready for August 25th.
And Tom said today that you guys will be heading out to Spain for Spanish Grand Prix.
Yeah.
I mean, what's going to kind of go into the preparation for that to get him ready for Worlds?
Really, it's just it's almost just like a training phase. You're going over there, getting some competition, and make adjustments from there. Whether the result, which it will be where we want it to be, you're just making adjustments, and improving. It's all about progression. So he's going over there, get some competition. Hopefully, there'll be some tough Europeans, and you never know who will show up. In those. I guess they're just warm-up tournaments, basically. So sometimes Iran shows up. Sometimes, it's, Spain and France, and it's watered down. But we're not really overthinking it too much. Just he's preparing for competition and going to go out and perform, and then we'll be better in 5 weeks from then.
Obviously at that last chance qualifier to the World Team Trials, looked like he made a lot of adjustments. I mean, what kind of adjustments do you got to make from going from domestic to that international competition? Where is it different?
I think they're all like minor things. You're not going to change. You're going to progress where you are. So I think a lot of it is just learning. Not to, basically be stagnant in your wrestling. Move your hands, move your feet. Maybe focus on some different ties. Focus on, some different finishes when a guy does this or this or. When we get to a guy's leg, usually it's heavy hips versus, them putting you in a seat belt or in a limp leg position. And, these are things that he's worked on with his coaches for a long time. It's just, sharpening up the skill level and the details and improving, and vice versa. I'm trying to help him learn, and at the same time, I'm learning a lot from Tom and Terry, technically on things that, are just a little different, but it's all the same. It's wrestling.
And then you've obviously had another big addition to the Hawkeye Wrestling Club. Jesse came in.
Yeah.
You're pretty familiar with him. I mean, what was behind the thinking of getting him in the room?
I think it was more. Obviously, I wanted him over, with us, but he wanted to be there. That was the biggest thing, and I think that's something that's always important to the Iowa coaches and just Iowa. He wants to be here. He wants to be in this environment, and I think it's huge. For the club. I'm very confident. Once he gets settled in and just gets back into a routine. He'll be one of the top guys in the world. But I think for the program in itself, it's a monster addition. It's a monster addition for, the guys that are going to be wrestling with him. They're getting a feel, of speed that's hard to. It's hard to let. It's hard to have that kind of speed. Not many guys have that kind of speed. And it's a different style, It's definitely going to be beneficial not only for the international program, but for the college guys that are scrapping with him, because he kind of has, I grew up in that your Okie State style, Iowa style mentality almost, and he definitely has that Okie State, moving his feet a lot. He's very elusive and hard to get a hold of. So it's just a different, a different feel for those guys, and vice versa. He's finding out. It's a different feel for him of having guys constantly heavy, his lower back sore, his neck kind of stuff. But it's been great so far.
And then obviously the other guy just coming into the room, Spencer Lee, just moved in earlier this month. I mean, what have you seen from him?
I've coached teams where he's competed and won junior world titles, and I've been on cadet world teams and stuff like that. And I've been around him at training camps, so I know that he fits right into the program. Really, what the program I think comes down to is just people that this is their life. They're fanatical about it, and not that there's not other programs. There's definitely programs like that, but I was definitely one of them. So he fits right in, and I think he's one of those guys that is very, very mature for his age in the aspect of You know, he's coming off an injury. I mean, he's driving from his parents', house in Cedar Rapids over 2-3 times a day, to get rehab and stuff. And I mean, that's an area where I was not smart, and didn't take care of my body and just, I mean, that's probably why my body hurts so bad today. But I mean, I really like seeing, even though we're not getting to see him on the mat yet, just the maturity level in his recovery is, I mean, that tells you a lot about where he's going to be.
And then obviously you're from this program, but you've been away for a while. You're coming back. This was your second club event. I mean, what was it like, the atmosphere out here golfing today and whatnot?
Fun. I mean, I enjoyed it. Just again being around people that are so passionate about wrestling, and it's. I mean, it makes work easy. It makes your job easy, knowing that the support's there. And one thing I've talked about before is just the expectation. I love pressure, and these people expect to win. And I mean, the brands are even crazier. They want to win right away, kind of deal. Which, bring it on. That's the kind of stuff that fires you up and motivates you. And I mean, I'm not one of those people that's afraid to put myself out there and afraid to fail. I'm going to go for, the biggest, best thing there is every single time. And if it doesn't happen, I'll figure a way out and we'll get there eventually, kind of deal.
And I know obviously you've done a lot of work evaluating the guys, getting ready for events, but I mean, what kind of stuff are you looking at just at the club level, just events-wise and building it in general? What can we look forward to these next few months?
I mean, we're definitely looking at, changing the scene, on the club level, and, getting not just events, but getting people and getting businesses involved, that can really take us to new heights. And for us and me, it's about supporting that athlete, giving them that resources. We don't have a professional league. We don't have you don't go pro. There's nothing. So, that's why this job was intriguing to me, because, I care about the top dogs in America. And, that's usually in America is the college guys, so help and provide and make sure these things, and it's not anything over, crazy over the top, but making sure they're taken care of right, where they can be happy, wake up every morning, and their focus is being the best on the planet. I mean, that's what we should be doing, and that's what I'm, trying to do here. So we have a lot of plans. It's just, but getting more and more people involved and really communicating the reasoning, making sure it's not just a short-term project, that this is a thing that sticks and that we improve wrestling, for the future, not just for Iowa, but for the whole country.